Hey all, today I just want to do a quick little video on thatch. So we're out here on my lawn, and as you can see there is a lot of green, but there's also some more discoloured patches and that's a bit browner. Those patches are because of thatch, and well, part of it's probably because of kangaroo poos as well. The kangaroos have been on the lawn digging it up and making a bit of a mess. So that's the joys of living next to a nature reserve. But you can see here, it is quite brown, and so it makes it quite hard. So I got quite a bit of thatch build up, and what happens with the thatch is when the leaf comes through, only the tip ends up becoming green. So by the time it hits the light, it finally gets the green color, and then you go to mow, and it takes that green tip off, and it just looks brown once you're finished. So I think we can all relate and had an instance where that's happened to us before. So you may have seen this on the ground. Let's go take a closer look. So this is my soil sampler. I use this just to take different samples of the soil to see thatch and also see the soil profile on itself. Now I have put this in and I have pulled it out without checking it just yet. And let's have a quick look now. We'll go a little bit lower. All right. So that's our soil profile at the moment. It's not looking too bad. Getting a few good longer roots, and they look pretty strong coming out the bottom, which is always a great sign. And let's have a look at this thatch here. So as you can see, it is very, very thatchy. I'll try and get a closer look to that. So that's a lot of thatch on top of the soil surface. So you got the soil there, and then underneath, probably that is where it's quite firm right there. So that there is probably my thatch depth, but definitely on the surface there's quite a lot of thatch there. So this weekend, as mentioned, I've got some friends coming out to give me a hand to tidy all this out, and we were contemplating whether we do a full Vertimow where we go right into the soil canopy and dig all this deep thatch out, or we just do a bit of a groom where we clean up above the soil canopy. So this sample now is going to determine what I decide to do, and at this point I'm probably thinking of just doing a bit of a surface groom just to tidy this up, because I don't really want to go into winter with any thatch in the soil, on the lawn, even in the soil, but mainly on top of the surface here, because thatch itself can hold a lot of moisture, and when you get lots of rain and that moisture sitting around for too long, that kind of opens you up to fungal disease. And sadly, this lawn has copped quite a bit of disease over the last few years, so it is something I do want to avoid this year. So I definitely want to take the chance and clean this up and hopefully go into winter without any risk of getting disease this year. And that would be the ideal situation. The hard part is as we get closer to winter, the recovery time is a little bit slower. And you can, if I did a full Vertimow, I'd have to up the nitrogen to make it come back a little bit faster. But when you up the nitrogen, you also start to weaken the cell walls of the turf. So by doing that, you also run the risk of opening up the lawn to the possibility of getting a disease. So I think by giving my lawn a groom this weekend is probably going to be the safe option to, one, clean that canopy up from any thatch, and also not run the risk of having a weak lawn going into winter. So this is something that we all need to consider. It's on those two aspects, is one, going into winter with thatch, and two, going into winter with the risk of a weakened plant by excess nitrogen if we do decide to Vertimow later in the year. So hopefully this helps anyone making their choice on what they're doing at this point in the year. And of course, if you got any questions, you are absolutely more than welcome to ask me. I'm always happy to help. And I hope you all have a great day, and I can't wait to give you some updates on the weekend about what we are doing. So I'll be trying to do a few more videos and hopefully get a bit more information out there. I hope you all have a great week and see you soon.